Welcome everyone to the Welcome everyone to the Symphogear Podcast, episode 12, the podcast where we talk about Symphogear and not Fruits Basket, though knowing us, we'll probably talk about some of both. Tonight, as always, I am joined by my good friend C Tactics, known for the fact that he is the chair of the Quantum Physics Department at Iowa State University. How are you doing tonight, C?
What?
Are you saying you're not the chair of the Quantum Physics Department at Iowa State University?
No, I'm definitely not.
I guess I got my notes mixed up. That must be Astro. So, how are you doing tonight, C?
Well, I guess we're going to talk about Symphogear?
Yes, this episode, it had Evangellion, it had boob grabbing, it had explosions, it had Symphogear being Symphogear.
It did. I guess we should do the thing we always do.
The synopsis?
Symphogear XV, Episode 12. Superb Song of the Valkyries, I believe is the title of this episode.
Oh, it was? Okay, cool.
Noble Red dies, but with the death of Noble Red, the Symphogears are able to get back to Earth. Shem-Ha activates the drizzle and defeats the alchemist.
Oh wait,
Lolly.
I did that thing wrong. 1 sec. Oh, anyway, continue.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, that was an episode, and we also had the battle with Carol and the Shem-Ha, and we also had the moon battle with Vanessa, which, yeah, lots of action this episode.
Yeah, lots of great action, actually. I quite enjoyed this episode just for its action, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a good action show, you can't do much better than Symphogear.
Well, I mean, you probably do,
When it comes to just the pure cool action part of it.
When it comes to teenage girls fighting each other with boob laser missiles, then I don't think there's another show that you can compare this to.
Exactly, like nothing is quite like Symphogear. Some of it gets kind of close in a few places, but Symphogear is Symphogear.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And
and I'm not going to stop you.
For very good reason.
For reasons that make sense in the context, not just because he likes boobs.
Boobs are great, though. You do have to admit that.
Especially when they have lasers coming out of them.
Especially. I agree. So Vanessa is fighting, the Symphogears and stuff, and she's like, hey, let me just use my ultimate form, or whatever, and then she's all powered up and stuff. So instead of, shooting out boob missiles, her boobs... I'm actually not quite sure how to describe this, but think of how when Goku creates the spirit ball? Well, think of that, but instead of Goku's, I think it's his right hand, it's both of Vanessa's breasts. And
I can see it kind of. Yeah. I think the action this episode was it was very chaotic. There's a lot of stuff going on at once.
Yeah, we also got a lot of animation techniques that we usually don't see quite often.
This episode reminded me of the Premiere movie, but that could also be because I saw it this week. But with lots of crazy animation.
Mm-hmm. Like when Hibiki goes to punch Vanessa.
Oh yeah, that scene was really impressive.
Yeah, it was some very fluid animation. So much. I'm not used to it in Symphogear, so when I saw it, I was like, "Is this bad or good?" And then I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is very good." Yeah,
I was taking screenshots of it, and I was doing a shot every half a second, and each one was very different in what you saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, but before we got to that, we had the battle between Carol and Shem-Ha, which was cool.
Oh yeah,
that was a bondage thing.
No, yes. I was actually debating if I should use that for the thumbnail or not, but I chose the boob grab. Because I felt that was a little bit more subtle. And if somebody noticed it would have been like, oh, that just happened there.
Yeah, they say, oh, I remember that, versus the bondage wait, what is Symphogear? Is this a hentai?
Yeah. This is great. This is fantastic.
And I do like how it fit in context, too. You could not defeat a god with conventional attacks by damaging them, so what else do? You restrain them, and then you try to dissect them with alchemy.
Yes, you called to attention this string of dialogue where I believe the commander is like, the only way to defeat a god is with alchemy or whatever.
No,
this is ridiculous.
Or he was asking, he was like, wait, did she just dissect a god with alchemy? How does that...
Oh, yeah.
That was his exact line, plus my additions, but...
It's the most ridiculous line. I don't think any other anime would say something quite like that, but this one did, and it was great. It was fantastic.
It's like it knows how ridiculous and awesome it is.
Exactly. It sees the line and it goes, wait, we've already went over this line a couple times. This is our third lap over the line.
Yeah. It's also cool because you can see Carol was at a disadvantage, so she had to be clever with how she fought Shem-Ha, which is very rare for Carol, who every other battle has been able to overpower her enemies. Mm-hmm. Except for when the Symphogears went in their X gear and everything.
Right, and of course that makes sense because Shem-Ha is super ultra powerful and stuff.
Yeah, of course, she's the final boss of the entire series, so even Carol can't beat her head on.
Right. I was very surprised they actually had Shem-Ha in this episode actually, not exactly, have a struggle. She obviously didn't. I was very surprised at the way they had protected, I guess, Shem-Ha in terms of her power and how we haven't really seen her had trouble until now, I guess.
Yeah, and she had that robe or whatever which blocked Carol's alchemy, but it seemed to be implied if it weren't for that, Carol's attack would have worked.
Yeah.
So that showed it actually pushed Carol, and even though she won without a lot of trouble, it definitely made her use more of her tools than you would expect.
Yeah, she's, like you said, very clever, very smart, and if it wasn't just for who Shem-Ha is and how powerful she is and how much she knows, then maybe Carol would have defeated Shem-Ha. We don't know.
Something else, too, is that Shem-Ha did not end up killing Carol, which might come back to bite her later on.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna, grab... Remember in Season 4 when that robot lolly grabbed onto the dude's leg?
Yeah, and, Carol was defeated, but at the same time, she wasn't completely out, so maybe Carol will, join and create an opening for the Symphogears next episode.
I'm just saying, Carol may hit Shem-Ha with a random phone.
That would make sense. By that I mean it would not make sense, so they should do it.
And then the lollies will go, hey, where'd that phone come from?
Granted, the phones were Season 4 and Carol was Season 3, but this show makes sense.
Yeah, just make it happen.
Yeah,
They're also bringing up Fine a lot in these episodes.
Did Fine do anything this episode? Because they had her in the flashback last episode.
She was not in this episode at all, I don't think. But they're bringing her, they're mentioning her.
Yeah,
so,
I could see it going either way. They're definitely trying to pull things from all the seasons back together here. So I could see her having a role, but it might be in the past or she did something that will end up stopping Shem-Ha, even though it was thousands of years ago.
Right. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will. And so that could be the counts as their Season 1 reference. And I do think it's neat how they're bringing all the villains or helping Symphogear users in this final season.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of villains, actually, Noble Red, I guess, dies?
Yeah, they sacrifice himself in the philosophical labyrinth thing. Which I don't quite get how that works, but I also don't quite get how the philosophical labyrinths work, because
Symphogear... It's philosophical, after all. I was quite disappointed that they died. I said last episode, I didn't really want to see these people die. But as I remember we were watching this episode, and as we were watching it, I remember specifically saying... so they're just gonna forget about all those people they murdered, and I guess this was their way to atone for that, for doing all those terrible things, because you can't really explain away if they lived, well, what are they gonna do about the murders? They're gonna have to serve some cold hard time. Yeah, it's
they're trying to do at least something to yeah, because it was weird. They were kind of still seeing their monsters as Symphogear's enemies, but at the same time they're kind of rooting for them in how the Symphogear users keep not seeing them as monsters. And I hope this wasn't lagging. I should probably not have my torrent thing running as I...
We're doing the... podcast for it now.
No, I'm actually taking screenshots as we go. You just can't tell because I'm very quiet with hitting my keyboard.
Oh, damn. Damn, you're good. You're good.
Yes, I'm the best podcast host ever, other than you.
No. Come on. There's multiple people better.
But yes, we have Carol and fighting Shem-Ha, and Carol needed a better AT field to stop Shem-Ha's attacks.
That's my favorite thing. I love yelling out, "She's got an AT field!"
This show is amazing in ways I cannot describe.
The show is fantastic.
Exactly. So yeah, we got the battle, which we kind of talked about with Vanessa against Chris and Hibiki, and that was an amazing Symphogear battle. And it's interesting too, is like Vanessa seemed to be like trying to take the brunt to give them a chance, and like having Elsa fall back so she wouldn't be hurt anymore. And then we also got the comment from Chris about like she was fighting for the place that gave her warmth and friendship and all that.
Which is
like Earth and Hibiki and all those. There's a common theme in this episode of a place, like having a place that gave them strength or a place to call home and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was just interesting, like tying back to Chris, like what she had been through, how she now has her friends and all that, or like how Noble Red is looking for that, even if they don't like outwardly say that. Though I think they might have.
Yeah, I think there is. This is kind of like how, in terms of like the tsundere trope, kind of how her character should go is like I guess. What this is trying to say with her little speech is that she's not very good at vocalizing what she feels about these people, but she knows that she cares very much about them, and I think that was like her kind of like her moment to say like, hey, I may be kind of a dick, but I still like all of you guys.
Yeah, it's like doesn't know how to voice it, but she's proving it through her actions of fighting for her world and her friends.
Right. It's very nice. We need more Chris Chan.
Exactly. And then you have Chris Chan being almost blasted by Vanessa, which it also shows again how much stronger Hibiki is than Chris. Like Hibiki can take the blast better than Chris can.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hibiki grabbed Chris's boob when she was saving her, which is definitely intentional.
That was one of my favorite parts. I was like, Hibiki, cop the feel.
Exactly. And the theory is, okay, well, it's because Hibiki and Miku haven't been together much, and she needed to get this out with other people.
Cosplay does not equal consent.
This isn't Twin Tales, though I wish it was. Yeah, I was reading the Reddit reaction to this episode, and yeah, I don't normally read like the Reddit's thoughts on the episodes, but Symphogear, they are very special.
Is it just, she touched her boob?
Half the comments are in all caps, and they fit.
So like when we watch Symphogear
exactly
on Discord, and it's just screaming like, did this actually just happen?
Yeah, so like, what kind of crazy Independence Day Evangellion Symphogear stuff is going on?
Oh my god! And I guess we do have to talk about the Evangelion moment.
Oh yes, we do, because like Shem-Ha activates Yggdrasil, wraps the world in life fibers apparently, which we're going to go with.
Because that's also Kill la Kill, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, Evangelion and Kill la Kill are kind of alike.
I mean, yeah.
Except one actually makes sense if you think about it.
I'm not sure which one that would be.
Oh, don't worry about it. I just got like 3 dislikes probably.
I'm like, both of them make sense. But then I'm like, oh wait, I see where you're going with this.
Exactly.
But I don't actually know where you're going with this.
So they have the world covered with Yggdrasil, and because Shem-Ha could not, like, break the curse, she could not, like, use the network of the humans to do it, so she instead went after the computer networks, which I think is interesting from a thematic symbolism way, though I wish they, like, had more time to, like, show what they're trying to say with that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, there's also the risk of them maybe, that would maybe be too complicated to explain.
It might, but what I'm seeing is that, like, language is what connects people, and that's what Shem-Ha uses for her power, is the connection between all of humanity. In a way, computers are doing the same thing because they're able to bring people together, like, all across the world through the communications there. And so, like, that's also, like, a lot of the symbolism in Symphogear is about, like, connecting with people through different ways, through language, through music, and now through technology.
Right.
So it's like Shem-Ha is exploiting one of those, and then later on you get, like, the people are, because their computers are being attacked, they're also able to use that as an attack vector to, like, stop Yggdrasil.
I think it'll be interesting how they're going to take down Shem-Ha and now the Drizzle.
Yes, and it proves that if you work in IT, you can join the Symphogear users in saving the world.
But would you turn into a 14-year-old anime girl if you did?
If that's what it took for me to save the world, I would make that sacrifice.
That's a sacrifice?
Don't worry about it.
For some people, they'd kill for that.
All right, we need to tell people about C now.
What? Wait, what?
All right, let's see. Let's find Satsuki real quick.
What? No, not me. I don't want to be a teenage girl.
All right, time to find Garfield then.
What? Oh, well, he probably does.
Okay, so yes, we have Yggdrasil taking over the world. We have the IT people and the president basically telling everyone to fight back, which, yeah, there was just something about that scene, like how they had like the president rallying the entire world to stop Yggdrasil by hacking. There's just something Symphogear about that.
I found it weird it was the president of the freaking United States doing it, but I mean, whatever floats Symphogear's boat, I guess. And then the Ninja Brothers are there, which was a very weird thing. When I saw that, I was like, huh.
Yeah, I was like, why are they... It feels like they're being introduced without having much of a role to play in this season or series.
They're going to be in a grand total out of the 65 episodes, 2 episodes. Think about that.
I question some of the planning for the show. I question many things for the show, mostly in a good way, though.
I feel like the writers of this show are just like, well, I mean, we could have like actually went back seasons and like actually implemented these things and developed these characters throughout. Or not.
It's like, okay, we want to include them. Let's do it. We'll figure out how we're going to do it later. And it's, wait, we have no time. Let's do it anyway.
It's very weird. Because that's almost like the charm of this show. Like, in any other show, it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree.
In this show, it actually makes it better somehow.
It's like this show defies the laws of logic and storytelling to make it work in a way that no other show could.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like,
and I mean, I guess, like, if you look at it coldly and you don't take in, like, what the spirit of Symphogear is, like, sure, there is so many plot holes, but it just works. Like, it makes it, like, Symphogear without this kind of storytelling is not as good.
Yeah, it's like the boob rockets. Any other show that would be stupid, or in Symphogear's case, it works. Or no, better example, the car clone jutsu.
That's probably one of the better examples.
Yeah, that's like a perfect example. It's like in a technique that comes out of completely nowhere to save a character in a way that like they've never established powers like this can work, but it fits.
It's fun, it's entertaining, and it's also a reference in good spirit.
Yeah, because you can tell like Symphogear pulls a lot from other anime through this. Like JoJo, Gurren Lagann are like the obvious ones, but then you have these smaller things like Naruto or Utena, or the guy from the last episode. Someone in the comment told me what he was from, or like what he was referencing.
I mean, I've said this countless times, but even the characters themselves are references to completely separate shows.
Yeah, because like you see with like Tsubasa with the like old samurai shows, or Hibiki just being like the traditional magical girl protagonist type character.
I always thought Hibiki was more of a reference to like Goku.
Oh yeah,
martial artists and Hajime no Ippo, and
that could be like because like Goku, she started off as martial arts and then like all of her power piled on top of that.
Yeah. This show's very. The show isn't. You can't really take the show just by what the show is, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's in context of everything else it's doing.
It's a show that fans of anime, if they have an open mind, is one that I think really celebrates a lot of anime.
So you're saying I should tell Donald Trump to watch this anime?
I agree. He's been in, like, what, 3 anime now?
Probably more than that by now, but yes. He was in Mahou Shoujo Ore too, I believe.
Damn. He's been in a couple, at least.
Yes, this is a superior magical girl anime with Donald Trump in it.
This guy didn't even look like Donald Trump, though, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't orange enough. Back to the actual plot of the show. We have on the moon after or during the battle with Vanessa, they're about to be blown into space, but Chris ends up saving them with her giant crossbow thing with her final form.
I like this part. It's like right there, I was like, they're gonna like kill him. That's like, I don't think they should do that based off their character progression, and it kind of like subverts what you're about to see, and Chris saves them all, which I thought was an awesome moment for them.
Yeah, and it fits the character progression, as you're saying. It, in a way, could feel kind of cheap that they were saved, but again, it fits with the whole tone of Symphogear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when we get the scene after this, where Shem-Ha goes to infect all the computers and the Earths and the drizzle.
Well, no, before that we have, Shem-Ha takes control of Vanessa to destroy the terminal.
Oh, yeah.
And right before that, we have them basically saying they don't want to be monsters anymore. So it's like kind of their redemption. They see that they are beaten, but then right when they get to that point, Shem-Ha takes control of Vanessa and has her go destroy the terminal, and Hibiki has to try to stop her.
Right. I think what's important with Vanessa and Noble Red here is their characters, at this point, have realized that their path is wrong. The path that they took is not a noble one. It was, in fact, not noble, nor red. And this was like their character progression, their character development. This was what their characters kind of were supposed to end with, is them not obeying the orders of Shem-Ha, and it actually working out.
I wonder if the fact that they're called Noble Red matches how the world was covered with red at the end. Or maybe that's just a coincidence.
There may be some kind of explanation for their name in the lore, but very compelling characters Noble Red became. Initially, I didn't care too much for them. I think that's most Symphogear villains, though.
Yeah, they take a while to grow on you.
Yeah, and by the end, I definitely enjoyed what we saw of these characters, and I ended up kind of missing them. I'm gonna miss them.
Yeah, I think they might be my favorite of the villains for just their season.
I can't think of another villain besides Fine that I've liked as much.
Yeah, well, like Amaria and Kiriki and Shirabe, kind of, but we also got them as good guys now, so I don't know if they count in that regard.
Yeah, I guess Maria and the Murder Lollies are kind of like Noble Red's character development, but it ends kind of more tragically.
Yeah, they didn't get the same the same redemption.
Right. And but they're also totally different characters, I think. Noble Red were kind of thrown away, and they kind of had to like fight from under. They're the underdogs, whereas Maria and the Murder Lollies were definitely not fighting from under.
Yeah, because they were stronger than the Symphogear users, or at least matched as equals.
Right.
And then, so then we got the Vanessa going to break the thing, being actually controlled with Shem-Ha, and we got that great-looking scene with Hibiki's transformation.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
I think this might be the only time we've seen a transformation, not have the full transformation sequence. Because every other time, we at least see one of them transforming.
I think there's been
at least.
Especially, for this season for sure, but I think there have been other times where there has been a transformation without the actual transformation sequence.
Yeah. It probably is, but I don't think this season.
Yeah, it's definitely in those middle seasons, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, they kind of blend together, and it's been a while since I've seen them.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit, yeah.
This Symphogear has been a great journey over the past year for us.
It's gonna miss Symphogear.
Exactly. We need more Symphogear in our lives. It's like how Carol was saying she needs the Symphogears to come back.
Exactly. We need the Symphogears to come back. we're going to start a change.org petition, and everybody here is going to sign it, and they're going to also give this video a like, and subscribe and ring the bell, and then they're going to sign the change.org petition, and we're going to send it into KyoAni, and they're going to make Symphogear Season 6.
I'd be okay with that. I don't know if I'd trust a studio other than Satelight or maybe Trigger to do Season 6, but KyoAni could do it.
Madhouse.
No, they're too normal.
Too normal?
Not that they're not good, but they're too normal for Symphogear.
I'm sure there's other series that they could do it.
Exactly. Like, there are plenty of other seasons that they could do. I don't know. What's the Season 2 for them? They could do Season 2 of Dead Man Wonderland. That would be good.
That's probably never happening.
Yeah, probably not. So, yeah, we have... What happened? Oh, yeah, we got the scene with, like, Hibiki needing to stop Vanessa, but, like, she was hesitating for a minute before she charged, and that was, like, what cost her the time of being able to stop Vanessa.
Right.
And, yeah, this scene was probably the most powerful one in the episode, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
it was one of those things where Hibiki did not want to do it.
Yeah, and
because...
like, you were basically making Hibiki go against everything that she believed in to save the world, and because of her nature of not wanting to do it, she failed.
Right, exactly. It's just a shame that this has to happen at the 12th of the 13 episodes, because I think you could make a whole season around this moment.
Oh, yeah.
I think that you can go and do, like, another season of, like, yeah, we finally saved the world and everything's good again, but I almost killed a person.
Yeah, or, like, get into the cause, like, because of Hibiki's ideals, she ends up failing. Like, really get into that show, like, because you did not want to strike a friend, because you, like, hesitated, and, like, a lot of people ended up dying. It's like, is it worth it? Or even if she did succeed, she, like, had to kill someone to succeed. Either way, that could be a wonderful character arc for her.
Right. They could do a whole movie for it. I mean, you know, just hint, change.org petition.
I'd take a Symphogear movie. That could be really good.
A Symphogear movie, I think we talked about it last week or the week before. It would just fix a lot of just the normal things that people have issues with Symphogear. It'd probably enhance it with the better budget too. Although this season had seemingly a really sizable budget compared to the other four.
Yeah, well, it's like with Promare, like, every scene in Promare is, like, animated wonderfully. They did not have a lot of time for, like, a story or character development, but it worked. So, in Symphogear, is very similar in tone.
Yeah,
I like Promare, so that's why I keep bringing it up. You should go watch it.
I'm not sure how to watch it.
Okay, so we need to fly you to Japan. You need to break into Studio Trigger. You need to go give KyoAni a Hibiki plushie.
This is all... I don't think we should break into KyoAni anymore. I don't think we should do that.
Okay, we should mail KyoAni a Hibiki plushie.
That's probably better.
The Symphogear Hibiki, of course, to confuse them.
Yeah, that's likely a better option at this point.
Okay, so we have ruins. We have basically the moon ruins exploding. So maybe Hibiki won't actually get a chance to punch the moon.
I think she should.
Yes, I mean, her punching things on the moon is good, but it's not quite the same as actually punching the moon.
Yeah, she has to, like... The moon has to, like... Shem-Ha's like, well, if I'm not gonna win, I'm gonna do an Ultra Dragon Ball Z moment and just bring the Earth tumbling into... Or bring the moon tumbling into the Earth.
And then Hibiki punches it away.
And everybody's like, what are we gonna do? And Hibiki's like, stop. There's only one thing we can do at this moment. We have to punch the moon.
And she says it exactly like that.
Exactly.
But in her more higher pitched Hibiki yelling voice.
Hibiki!
Hibiki's voice actress is good.
Yeah, she's Tamaki in Fire Force, which is a terrible mistake.
At least she gets some good roles.
At least she got paid, hopefully. Hopefully. Jeez.
I would assume that they would pay Hibiki. Or pay her voice actress. Maybe they'll pay Hibiki too, I don't know.
Hibiki!
So yeah, then the moon starts blowing up. Noble Red sends them away through the philosophical labyrinth so they can get back home. So they make a cool landing, equip their X-Gear things for the final battle, and then we get the opening music playing.
Yeah, so this is a weird thing where they played the ending music first and then the opening music at the end. I wonder if we're not going to get any music next episode.
I could see that because that feels like something they would do for a final episode. Or they'll bring back like the season 1 music.
That would be interesting if they brought back the season 1 music.
Yeah, or just like play the season 1 opening during part 1 of the battles or something, or have them sing it.
That would be crazy awesome. I get goosebumps if that happened. I mean, I get goosebumps when I listen to the opening because it's such a good opening.
Yeah. Well, there's a song that I think is going to play. It'll be one with Hibiki and Miku because like I've heard the song. It's been like released on a CD or something, but we haven't actually seen it in the anime. It's like a really emotional one, so this could be a final episode.
Did we ever get the Commander song in the anime?
Only during the one training scene, I think.
I cried.
Or did we? Maybe not. I was hoping the Commander would go fight instead of Carol because Carol is cool, but the Commander is just awesome.
Yeah, he has a tie in his front pocket.
Exactly. I still need to get that cosplay together for the next anime convention.
It would be a very easy cosplay.
It would. That's why I'm going to do it. Like, it'd be cool to like dress up as Hibiki or something, but I don't think I can pull that one off for multiple reasons.
Well, you can try.
Yes, but it would take lots of work.
Not much.
Alright, so he's dressing as Hibiki next week.
What? No! I was kidding!
C is dressing as Mario next week.
What? No!
Tsubasa?
I don't want to dress as any of them.
But then Mario could be your girlfriend.
What? If I dress as Mario?
No, if you dress
Mario,
as Tsubasa.
But she'll just think I'm Tsubasa.
Is that a bad thing?
But it's not actually me!
I mean, you still get Mario.
Not like really, though.
Yes. Oh, also, one other thing. When they're using their X drive, they're saying that they did not have the phonic game, but Hibiki's response is just believe in your Symphogears, and that's Symphogear logic enough for them to actually get the transformation to work.
We can't defeat them. Just believe you'll defeat them.
I kind of wish she said something about it, but it's almost a final episode, so we have extra power.
Oh, man. I hope at the end of this season, the credits end like with Fruits Basket Season 1. There's our Fruits Basket reference. And it's just after the credits or whatever, and it's just Symphogear Season 6. Yeah. 2020.
Well, it said this was going to be the final season, but at the same time, it's Symphogear, so we can hope.
Should never end.
Exactly, or just like Symphogear movie, or they do that Symphogear Fruits Basket crossover we keep wanting.
What?
They'll do a Symphogear Fruits Basket crossover, and then it'll be amazing.
Yes.
And you're kind of breaking up. So any other thoughts on the episode, or Symphogear, or Fruits Basket?
Not really. I thought this episode was a really good one. It was a highlight.
Okay, there's something wrong with your connection or my connection. Let me close some stuff.
Well,
okay, I think you're good now. Anyway, final thoughts?
It was a very good episode. One of the better ones. One of my favorites, just for the Noble Red thing. Some cool stuff happened, and I don't want the series to end.
Yes, I'll be sad when it ends. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. C Tactics, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at youtube.com/C the letter C/C Tactics.
The name C.
You can. Yes, yes, correct. You can also find me on the Bento channel, where we do Fruits Basket, and which I will also be doing Fate Grand Order.
Yes, so go check out Fate Grand Order, and C will be talking about how much he loves Saber in it.
Saber's pretty cool.
Yeah, Saber is. You can also check out the C Tactics Discord, where we talk about Fruits Basket, but we do have a Symphogear channel. We need more people to talk about Symphogear, because now there's a lot of Fruits Basket talk.
This is true.
And they can also find C on Patreon, where you can give him money, and then he will buy Fate Grand Order figures with it.
Why would I buy figures? It's a waste of money.
Alright, I'm telling Garfield that.
So yes. Well, to some it's not, I guess.
So yes, check out the channels and check out my Twitter too if you want me to see what I think about things, or check out my Amino where I am going to be posting things covering like current events in anime, assuming certain people respond to emails. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will talk to you next time.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.